Michael Maverick Chiesa fought his last fight in the UFC, and we're here to talk about it. It was his last rodeo versus Niko Price. Now, this fight only lasted a couple minutes now, and as a retirement fight, it was a walk-off submission win, round one submission. And we're going to hear from him on the Ariel Helwani podcast. He won't be fighting again, but he's certainly looking to compete in grappling still. So let's listen in to the Ariel Helwani podcast. Michael Chiesa is going to compete in grappling, possibly. And it was a great career. Great last fight. Easy one. Niko Price didn't stand up too long in that one. Poor Niko. Even Niko Price got retired versus Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler knocked out Niko Price. Whoopsie daisy. Lutz for Days is here. How you doing, Lutz? Michael Chiesa. We're talking about his retirement, and we're going to talk about his debut, his first fight in the UFC in a minute. Let's keep listening into this Ariel Helwani podcast. Yeah, that was a quick one. Not much to enjoy about the fight. It was a couple minutes, his retirement fight. Yeah, that was a great moment. Great retirement fight. You love to see it. You really do. I'd say. Yeah, so someone after the fight was telling Michael Chiesa where his mother was, and they were giving him lots of time after the fight. You love to see that. He's done a lot for the company. He's been around for a while. 15-7 in the UFC was his final record. And they gave him a fight in Washington where he's been training. Yeah, it's over. It's definitely approached correctly, and he walked off correctly. It was Niko Price, someone who got set up for retirement versus Robbie Lawler in the past. That'll be it in the UFC for Michael Chiesa, but he will be grappling and competing. We're going to listen into that at the 14-minute mark of Ariel Helwani's podcast. If you skip ahead, he talks about grappling, and that's what really got him into MMA altogether, was the Brazilian jiu-jitsu side of it, and he might even compete further after his UFC career. Interested to see what he does after a little break. Little side quest, little side missions. Maverick going on a side mission. Oh, yeah. UFC BJJ. Just don't get hit and get hurt. Yeah, he was 20-7 MMA. He can go do some side quests now. 15-7 in the UFC. His first ever UFC fight, looking back, was a rear naked choke. It was the Ultimate Fighter finale. So the Maverick came up on the Ultimate Fighter. He was amazing there. Submitted Ala Quinta in the finale, round one. Rear naked choke, the same way he left the UFC, a round one rear naked choke over Niko Price. Maverick, kind of a horse nickname, ends it in a horse year. That's something to mention as well. He was born in 1987, cat year, and I was a cat year too. That's cool. I was always a big fan of Michael Chiesa, the tiger tattoo on his torso there. If that's what you call that body part, your torso. That's a nice tattoo, the tiger. Some color detail on the tattoo. So he's always a fighter that I noticed. He fought Kevin Lee, got submitted in round one, if y'all remember that. Anthony Pettis, right after, caught him in an armbar. And that was in 2018, 2017 range. That's not even when I was watching the UFC. I started watching the UFC like 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago. And then I started doing UFC predictions almost months later. I was not a UFC fan when I was growing up. I was always into wrestling, WWE as a kid. Never knew much about the UFC, but when I got older and knew it was real, that's when I got into it. Got a little bit older. Now I'm good friends with Prelim Tim, Arkansas MMA, MMA Husky Hustler. They're like 40 years old plus, 30 years old plus. They're much older than me. So a lot of credit to them who've been around the MMA game for a long time and seen majority of Michael Chiesa'S career. Tyler Betts, Lutz for days. How long have you seen the UFC? And you guys might have seen more than me with Michael Chiesa. So let me know in the live chat your favorite moments from the Mavericks career. It was a good one. It was a very good one. He's a submission artist. He had a lot of good submission wins. Fought the best of the best. Jorge Masvidal. He even fought fucking, Beneil Dariush, Jim Miller. He's fought some big names. Neil Magny, Vicente Luque, Sean Brady, Kevin Holland, Tony Ferguson. This is the tail end of his career now. Max Griffin, Court McGee, and then the Niko Price win. He got set up for a 4-fight win streak, walk off into the sunset. Love to see it in Washington. He got the W, but it was expected. Hey, he was a 5-1 favorite going into that one. He was. Prime McGregor at Silva. So that's probably a little bit before me. I think I watched Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier too. I definitely watched that one. And the third one, the first McGregor and Poirier fight, I didn't watch live. The first Diaz and McGregor fights, I didn't watch live. So prime McGregor, I wasn't around for. I was pretty young back then. Not allowed to watch it probably. I'm only 26, a lot younger than some of these other cappers in the game and some of my forecasters in Discord, which is absolutely free. If you're not in Discord, smash the link in the description. It's on the full card prediction show for UFC Vegas 115. At UFC Seattle, it was a real sick, sensational sunrise finish for a career for Michael Chiesa. You couldn't ask for a better finish. That's really how it's done for someone that's done so much for the company. And he's doing commentary too. So he's working for ESPN or Paramount, whoever it is, maybe the UFC. He's commentating fights. And now he's going to be looking into grappling. So let's listen in a little bit more on the podcast, Ariel Helwani. I want to see his first BJ match. I'll be tuning into that. That's for sure. Where's Anthony Smith? Hopefully he doesn't go off like Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith isn't even commentating now after retiring. You don't hear much about him. I've never even watched an Anthony Smith podcast in forever. Pretty sure he got canceled with Michael Bisping or something like that. Hilarious. I think the Mavericks can have a much better afterlife from the UFC. That's something to mention here on this show. His afterlife will be good. Hopefully he can compete like within a couple months, stay relatively active. You don't want to take 2 years off and then come back and not have it anymore. If he's going to compete again, a couple months. Don't take too long off. Enjoy 6-month break. Have some fun. Little hiatus. Get back to work if you're going to do it. Just don't get hit. Just don't get hit on the chin, take any damage, and that's not what he's looking to do. Grappling, take a lot less damage. Broadcasting, he could, yeah. I thought he was commentating. Look into that. Yeah. Scratch and claw like Fiend. Yeah. Like film and television, that's mentioned on his Wikipedia. Ultimate Fighter, he did that, so he was in the television scene a bit. He was a common commentary team. He was part of it, commentating some fights. So yeah, at his age, with so many options, there's no reason to take punishment and lose the 4-fight win streak. That's for sure. Nice 4-fight win streak, retired home. We knew it was coming. We definitely knew it was coming when he was retiring. He was loud and clear with the retirement. Yeah. And I'm stopping the Ariel Hawani podcast, and we're going to talk about farewell to Maverick to finish the show. Quick little show live stream. I'm going to do some UFC Vegas 115 content tonight, another live stream coming up. Just wanted to say farewell to the Maverick, listen in to Ariel Hawani's podcast, talk about the debut and a couple fights that Michael Chiesa had. Now, name the price. What a career. A way to end it. Give him Niko Price. Round one submission, the same way he won the Ultimate Fighter. Al Quinta got submitted round one. Niko Price submitted round one. That's a highlight in Washington. Name the price, one hell of a career. It was his first ever knockout that I was betting on and predicting. I thought that would be a good play. There was value there. Obviously, never won by knockout. Niko Price could have lost his 11th fight as Michael Chiesa improved 1-1 in the knockout column. It didn't line up. He just got another submission win the same way he started that career. One hell of a career. Wish I seen more of it. Like I said here on the show, I'm only 26. Been watching the UFC for about 4 years. In the last 4 years, Chiesa, I seen him fight Max Griffin, Court McGee, Tony Ferguson, Kevin Holland, Sean Brady. When I first started watching him, having the chance to watch him, he was losing. He was on a 3-fight losing streak. Vicente Luque caught him in the submission round one, and then he lost to Sean Brady by a decision. That's when I started watching the UFC 2021, 2020 COVID days. So then, yeah, he managed to pick up a 4-fight win streak and determine when he was going to retire. It was set up to retire versus Niko Price, and a nice win it was. Nice way to send him off after the fight. They even showed him exactly where his mother was so he could go see his mother, spend time with her, and celebrate the career that he had and his fight. So it was well done by the UFC and the company. Very nice to see. And it's nice to see him hopefully have a chance at doing commentating for the UFC. I don't know if he will be doing that. He was doing it. Not sure if he still is right now, but definitely something he will be pursuing potentially in the future. He's definitely on some of these weigh-in shows and stuff like that, so he's going to be more active there. Unfortunately, yeah, that knockout didn't occur. Now, someone who we thought was going to retire, Conor McGregor, finish off the show with a potential giveaway. He's coming back, International Fight Week, July potentially. Is it Max Holloway? We're going to look at the comments here. It's looking like Max Holloway. So the first comment that said Max Holloway might get the win. Apparently, it was supposed to be Jorge Masvidal. That one might have got debunked, got scrapped. It's looking like a Max Holloway fight. That's who I first suggested, I believe, on this show. I'd have to watch it back. Only 30 people watched it. 5 people entered to win $20 Canadian or $50 Canadian, whatever the giveaway was. So thank you for staying forecasted. I'm going to go check out that video again soon because Conor McGregor news is coming. stay forecasted. I will be back later tonight. Another live stream coming up. This was a farewell to Michael Chiesa, the Maverick. Sensational, sick sunrise retirement fight versus Niko Price. Priceless. Just priceless. We out. Peace.